Hey everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Just wanted to go over some more examples from the Dukascopy Jforex API. In the last few days, if you come under my channel, just the more recent videos, actually you can come under playlist, go under Dukascopy, right here, go towards the bottom.
It's Leon Summer Clearance Sales. Get special.
Okay, so what we're talking about here is deep dive into Dukascopy Jforex API examples with stop loss. So typically you could use a stop loss as a exit strategy for positions, and I'm also looking at using in the world of Jforex, they call it a trailing step, which is the same as a trailing stop really. In this case, what we're looking at is a combination with that on top of either regression or simple moving average. Not really interested in martingale, but simple moving examples I can show you. What we have here is this one's SMA crossover. Actually, let's do the SMA trend. Typically, you just I've shown examples how to implement these. Just click on download, link as, gets downloaded into my downloads directory. In my case, I'm being on a Mac, where I would like to go is to be in the library, application support, and then Jforex, and then strategies, then files for the supporting strategy files where the Java resides. So what we can do is from the downloads, download that one new strategy called SMA Trend. I've never shown this before. So we have SMA Trend. No, I guess I don't have it, so voila. It gets put into the downloads directory. So as I said, we can deploy it into where we are, which is here, and then load up our Jforex platform. Come under strategies here. On the tab here, click on the folder, go into the files folder, and then look for SMA Trend. Is that the one I'm looking for? SMA Trend Strategy. Okay, so this is the one we want to run. Don't think it got loaded in. Hang on here. SMA Trend. No, this one. Okay. So our SMA should be in there. All the trials and tribulations I'm discovering with I'm having wonderful experiences with Jforex here. The very bad version, like it's really badly bug ridden. Okay. Wow. Gets to a point where these things are useless. Let's see if there's an update available. I have the latest version. Beautiful. So this thing's useless. Okay, let me relaunch. Now, where I get scared is running this thing in live mode, and I hope Dukascopy get around to fixing this before I go live. To me, it's a pretty bad embarrassment on their quality control of their platforms, especially when it comes out down to public. So again, we are running in a demo account. Okay, just waiting on this to load up. And I've been running this okay over the last few weeks. So this is what we want here, is this SMA Trend Strategy. So I'm going to load that by playing it. Okay, so we're going to run it, just keep everything default. 10-second feed, euro, US dollar, stop loss 10, take profit 10, uptrend period of 2. So here, okay, so our messages are here. So we know the strategy's been started. So here's our message. So it does work for once. Okay, so we do our usual import. We have a setup of a feed. Okay, so we have all that necessarily info. This is all the configurable stuff before we launch the OnStar method. So subscribe the instrument that we're going to work with. So in our case, we are going to work with the one that's fed in through the configuration tab or pop-up that comes up, which is this Euro US dollar. So we subscribe to the feed. Okay, so we have on feed data, on message, and everything else is standard. Oh, we have also have submit order. Okay, so let's go. Oh, so we got our first order, a bunch of orders actually. So the condition met of the cross, I believe. We'll find out what that is in a minute. So what we're doing here is on the feed data, food descriptor, feed data. We have our indicator on the simple moving average. Do it on the close. We probably do it on the buy side, period. The calculator, calculate a 3, get time 3. So SMA time period. We need 3 last indicator values to detect the trend change. So that's where it's getting probably the last 3 bars. If the SMA previous, so previous is 1. Now remember the shift that I've talked about, 2 prior, previous, and then 0 being the current one. So if this is the previous one is greater than the second to last one, and the last is greater than the previous, so we know we have a downtrend, I guess. Yeah, so we have an encounter a downtrend, submit order. Now if the reverse is if less than, but the last is greater than the previous, we have an uptrend, and we can determine that our uptrend buys on downtrend, sells. Okay, so we submit the order. Okay, so the submit order, which is a Boolean flag of is it long, price, instrument. So we have a stop loss, take profit price, which I believe is defined in the configuration, which will be stop loss, take profit in pips. So these are all predefined. So calculate the price, get S minus the pips times the pip value, take profit, same for that. We have open order. So if we have an open order, this is an important check, to be honest. Let's see what happened there. So it accepted the order. So this order accepted, stop loss, sell, filled. So the positions got closed off. So bid less than distance. Here's our profit margin so far. Profit loss of 3 cents. Again, no leverage is being used in any of this. Let's go back to our code. So if we have a previous order, if closed previous order, order is not equal to null, or order get state is equal to order state filled, don't use the wait for update since our next action don't depend on previous order anymore, so we can close it, I guess. Or we open a new one with the trend of up or down. Yeah, and then standard instrument order command, which will be buy or sell amount. And these are the standard stop loss, take profit, as we can easily find that out by going to Java docs, see what the other parameters are. Java docs, engine, submit order, and this is for J4X. So in our case, what we're looking for is submit order. So we have command, double amount, and the price. So we have all that described here. Amount in millions for the order, which should be 0.001. 1 is being 1 million. And price is the preferred price for order if 0. So you can see here it's running. Okay. All right, so we have here buy order, sell order, sell order. That's right. Sell order, buy order. Always forget the order here. So counter, downtrend, sell, uptrend, buy, sell. Okay, so basic stuff. It seems to be working okay. We've on stop, close out all the orders. Yeah, so we've analyzed that. So the next one we want to look at is this crossover. So we have 3 examples here. One's with a visual and one's without. I believe one is some kind of aggregate as well. So let me just terminate this. So if I look at the chart though, so that's the US dollar. So you can see here, here's all our positions. Yeah, those are all our positions right there. That's a 15-minute chart, but if I look at the 10-second, yeah, you can see all the different positions here. All right, so let me just terminate this strategy. Okay, so that's all cleaned up. Let me remove these if I can. And of course I cannot. All right, doesn't matter for now. So next one we want, I'm gonna do the first one. I believe it's called Sma Cross Strategy. So this is for any feed that we're currently, I believe, subscribed to. It's not going to go through the configuration tab, but we'll confirm that when we run it. Okay. So I'm not sure if we have SMA. No, we want, is it SMA Cross? No, we don't have that available. So we'll download it into our, looks like we do have the Sma Cross Strategy. No, we don't have it. Okay. Sma Cross Strategy. Okay, let me just launch this guy. Oop. Okay, so we have SMA. Okay, one more. SMA Cross. There we go. There's what we want. Let's hope this one. Okay, so we are good. So we can run it. Default parameters, that note, slow. So there's two periods here. We have a fast and a slow, 2 and a 5, and we'll walk you through it. So essentially what we're doing here, consider strategy where the SMA cross direction. On fast, going below slow, it buys. On the opposite direction, it sells. So all the usual configuration pop-up stuff. On start, subscribe to the instrument that we are going to work with. I believe that's the current one. So in our case, so if get data type is equal to ticks, which we're not, strategy cannot run on tick, then we subscribe to whatever we're subscribed to by default. If previous feed data, historical, get feed data, feed descriptor, and we automatically submit an order on the previous feed data on the close if it's greater than the previous feed data of the current open. So right now we've got, just see what we got here. We got some orders accepted, one position that's long, we're up 4 cents, 3 cents. Where's our order? That's our position. And on orders, not sure if these are from the previous strategy. Now, if that's the case, what we should do is cancel it and just relaunch it and just come start from a clean slate. So the position, I'm not sure if it's, probably is from this session that we run, but I just want to make sure. So I'll clear that. Actually, we don't need that. We just clear the messages here. And then, okay, so we can run this in a clean way. Strategies. Oh, gotta relaunch it. So we stopped it, clear the messages. Okay, so let me go back to strategies, relaunch it. Okay, some more orders have been processed. So we have 2 orders now. Order with a stop loss and a take profit. So we have 1 position, message. So we've accepted 1, 2, 3, 4 orders. Buy, accepted, and then order has been filled. Okay. So on start, we do our usual stuff. Just said we went through this. So on feed data, use the last three indicator values to spot a change. So we have our SMA feed descriptor applied, close feed descriptor get offer side, SMA period. And then again, we do the same thing as before. If the previous is greater than the second to last and the last is less than previous, submit it's long, so that's a downtrend. If the previous is less than to the second last and the last is greater than the previous, submit an order where it's being long. Okay. So is it along with the Boolean? We know our instrument. Last tick is the historical last tick on the instrument. Order command is long, so we just do a conditional if it's long. It'd be this, sell or buy. If it's long, then we just calculate as before the take and stop loss take profit based upon if it's long or not. Close previous order and order is not equal to or get, or there's no state where it's filled, we don't use for updates, so it's very similar to the previous one. So the on take, the rest are all blank. Okay, so we have this new one here where it's the same as before. The only difference is we're adding visualization. The chart chosen feed gets open. On that chart, correct indicators are plotted. The OHLC, open, high, low, close, and former objects get added to the chart and configure it in such a way that the indicator values, it shows the indicator values, and finally we add a signal chart object on every cross of the indicator line. So before, let's terminate. Okay, so let me clear that, kill that. Let me just kill the strategy as well. Kill that. And clear messages. So strategy's not running anymore, which is what we don't want. Let me just remove this. If it will get removed, I don't think so. Okay, so now we are, I think it was SMA, I don't think I've downloaded it. Oh. Okay, so we are looking to download this guy, Strategy Visual. Okay. Move, download.
Because we're going to try to make people live today, which it's either going to be the best episode or the worst. Hopefully the best. We'll figure it out from there. But the first,
when that goal is met, it's
running
going to skip to that point.
SMA crossover visual.
So
Okay.
everything you have before that goal will
10 seconds with the positions described here. You can
Okay,
see
cool.
here,
I shouldn't
SMA cross, SMA cross.
got
Hopefully.
to that shit because I already
And
have
give you
those,
the
but I didn't
details
got
of
it.
each position.
way to describe
Cool.
that without using any visuals whatsoever, Wolf.
So-
That's impressive. So,
All right
Yeah,
there
it's-
on the left.
so does that answer your question? Do you feel like that's good to go?
Yes, it does. Thank you, Tim.
Okay,
Absolutely.
awesome. Now
Thank you.
I need to figure out how to hang up on you. So let's see how I can do that.
So you can see
Um,
it seems to be working
see.
on the
Change roll to a
candle
10.
with the moving average of
Boom.
the
So Susie
Fast
actually
and
wrote
low,
back
so
and
hopefully
said that they
that
need this
will
done
work
for
for
the
you.
launch. So I guess Jonathan, you're the